My name is Kristoffer Lislegård.
My name is Janne Eraker.
And are you always called A?
Hey.
Cool.
Very inconvenient for English. I am a tap dancer, so that's already in there. And I was planning a little tiny project with a slam poet and a beatboxer 6 years ago. And the beatboxer said we need some melody.
I hadn't seen any tap dance before. I had worked with like contemporary dance and made music for contemporary dance before. And I had worked with like percussionists and drummers and done some like triggering and affecting and so on with drums. And then when I met Janne, it felt a little bit like a combination of those two. It was like part dance and it was part percussion, or yeah. And for me, like I'm an electronic musician and I guess music technologist, so I'm always like curious in different ways of playing electronic music, and always like making custom patches and hooking stuff together, and very interested in like how you control stuff, because with electronic instruments, what actually makes the sounds and what controls this thing that makes the sound are like two totally separate things.
I have one mic under each shoe, right in front of the heel, and cables up to a transmitter. So I have one signal. It's mono. Unfortunately, it's not stereo, but and that makes it possible to just hear the tap. Once I start dancing, I hear what I can do, and then I deal with it. And then there's a contact mic on the floor. I'm on this little tap floor, a little piece of wood, and that takes all of my sound that I make on the board, and it brings it to Kristoffer's setup. And then he decides what I can trigger and how.
So you kind of get into like a sort of jam once you like feel what you can do.
Yeah, I test it, and then I have several strategies how to deal with it. But it's very I have to be very open-minded, and there has to be a lot of trust, and a lot of trust in us and him, but also in myself. And then it's like a true improvisation. Well, like that's what it is.
On like a technical level, the signal that I'm getting from Janne's contact mic, I have different techniques of using that. So it can work either as like a fader, sort of, and then I set that, okay, now I am controlling this thing, but actually Janne should affect this thing now. So for example, I can set it up so that the harder Janne taps, like the louder sound she makes, the more open the sound will be, for example. So that's one technique. And then another one, it functions like a button. So it's like if Janne taps hard enough, same as pressing a button. And that can, for example, trigger a sequence. So I can play in a few notes that you don't hear. And then every time Janne taps hard enough, plays the next sound, the next tone in the melody. And like a few more, and then combining them all at the same time, and changing them while we play. So like I can also combine them. So I can say that, okay, so every time Janne taps hard enough, plays the next note, but also her volume changes the sound itself. So like a soft sound, but just loud enough, plays a soft note. Harder sound plays maybe a longer note or a more like aggressive note. And then all of a sudden I set so that Janne can trigger some other sounds. and those can be at different levels. So like if she taps at this volume, she plays this sound. She taps at this volume, she plays both sounds. And then she is so good at varying her dynamics. So then she makes all these like intricate rhythmic patterns. So it's like maybe for example.